For the dialog settings, let's go ahead and click on the rollout here. Alright, so the basic ones for this is to say how you want it to actually be used in terms of, do you want to reset the dialog so that it restarts after you've already gone through it? You also have the option to say to reset all on trigger exit, so that even if you just exit it by itself and it just goes away, it's going to reset everything. The instant close on exit, this is just saying that if you want to make it where instead of being whatever the slower portion of it, animation, movement, scaling, you just want it to go away right then. You can also have a hide after last message. This one so that if you want it to, when it gets done with the last one, then it just automatically is going to go to the exit state by itself, even if you're still on the trigger box. You have the parent dialog to self, meaning that if you want to have it where it's attached to this, that way in case this is attached to another object that's like grouped and it's moving back and forth, you can have it where it stays with it, and or if you uncheck it, it'll just be separate of it. Alright, the scale for it, this is going to be where does it start, where does it go to, and where does it go back to. So for instance, we're saying the scale is going to be half the size when it starts, the little message box when it comes up, the plane, and then we're going to scale it up a little bit larger to 15, and then there's going to be a scale between so that it's going to go and have a little bit of a bounce at 16. And then we'll go finish off with that. We're going to, when it gets done, it goes all the way to 0 and disappears. Alright, and with each one of those comes a tween type. So there is a timer. We're going to just stick with the 3, 3, and 2 for the enter and then between and exit. So it'll be 2/10 of a second, 3/10 of a second. The tween type, instead of the ID value you've seen on some, this is what it would normally be, is just a list of tween values, and you would just find the one you want to use. By default, we're just going to use the E-spring for the enter, and then on the between we'll use the E-spring, and then on the tween exit we'll just use the E's and circle. Alright, so that's going to be our tween type setup for it there. When it comes to the dialog bubbles, you'll notice you have the 10 options here. The 10 options are, each one of them are going to be the same in terms of setup, but it just depends on how many you're actually supporting. We're supporting 3 of them, so we want to make sure that we have the setup correct for those so that when the user starts to use it, they have the right setup. So we'll do this portion next.